Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Gutes campaign. It is episode 18. We've just recently unified the province of Caledonia and Hibernia. We've destroyed the Picts, and now we're ready to establish, well and truly, the foundation of our future great empire of the Gutes. For a second there, I thought there was a big blank space in Britannia, but it's just, apparently it's like fog of war. Oh shit. Apparently Camulodunum is besieged by the Jutes. That would explain why trade has been blockaded there. Speaking of trade though, I see no reason that we can't perhaps raid the Swabian trade routes. Is that who this is? It is indeed. Okay. I assume... yeah, the Swabians are still trading. So let us get... just make sure this isn't a fleet first of... okay, it is indeed a fleet.
Yes.
We're kind of playing with fire here, but maybe we won't... maybe we won't raid the Swabian trade right outside of what looks to be a big city with ships in. So maybe we'll raid the trade just off the coast of Brittany here, and that should hopefully give us a little bit of warning, just in case they get mad. Okay, so the Geats have declared war on Rome. Let's just take a quick look at the most interesting things that have happened. Ivar is now a judge. We have shifted the balance of power. We are now respectable, as we ought to be. We have apparently there was a holy vision inside Tuessis, giving us a good omen, a public order bonus of 2. And even more interesting, Ivar has become devoted. Every waking minute of his day is apparently spent governing and administrating the province, and it is most excellent. If we take a look at him, his authority is incredibly high. He's increasing public order immensely. His loyalty is fucking off the charts. He's actually got like 14 loyalty. It's fucking nuts. He is truly the golden son, the most handsome son, the smartest and most dedicated. No, truly, this guy is like a powerhouse. If he was born in the modern world, I can imagine him being like a high-power corporate lawyer for Wall Street or something. He's possibly even sociopathic, but we have not yet seen that dark side of him. Bjartir, my son, is 5 years old, and he is pretty useless at this point. Our oldest bastard is Efredir. She's still 11. Fandral is 10, so it's going to be a while until we hear from them. And I think that's essentially all that has really happened. I think since we have sort of stabilized our kingdom, now is a great time to just take another look at the old diplomacy map, and we can see no one is able to trade aside from the Britannians. And we are, well...
in the name of the state, welcome.
Okay, they don't want to trade with us, actually. Oh, fuck, I totally forgot about Maximinius. Maximinus? Maximinus? Let's go with that. Maximinus. I totally forgot about Maximinus. And his crazy hair. He looks like Spielberg, perhaps, in the 80s when he took his bald cap off. You know, he's behind the camera, and not just a modern film camera. I'm imagining him in, like, the 30s where you have to wind up the camera. You know? Okay, what I really want to do is take another look at Tuessis. We have repaired all sorts of stuff, and now is the time to convert ourselves a market. So that's going to give us quite a bit more money, and it will give us access to spies. We are about to build a granary, and that means we can destroy this farmstead. As for the industrial capacity of Tuessis, I'm not yet sure what I want to build here. Perhaps something like... I don't think I want the plaster maker. The wealth is quite small, and the construction reduction also quite small. So I think we'll either go for the Basket Weavers Guild or something like the woodcarver, just so we can get the onager and the bowman. The Bone Crafters Guild may be out of reach, considering the Squalor and Public Order Malice. Now, my issue when I'm doing province management in Attila is that there's actually quite a bit of math involved. So, for example, I could build either a Basket Weavers Guild or a Bone Crafters Guild. I feel there's almost no way that a 10% boost to revenue from commercial buildings is going to offset the 750 that I've reduced my income in taking the Basket Weavers Guild over the Bone Crafters Guild. So if I really wanted to get the Basket Weavers Guild, I would have to focus on commerce to make it effective. But then if we go to commerce, I can actually also increase my industrial wealth through the slave market. So it's really a numbers game here, and I don't really have the dedication to run those numbers. So I'm just going to go with the buildings that are most, that look the best without a second glance. So I'm actually going to get the woodcarver. I've just decided. I want access to the onager and the bows. I have built a small garrison in each city. I think Sigur will probably want him to have, you know, more troops. At the very least, I want some cavalry and pikes in each town. As for the city itself of Tuesis, I'm not so concerned. It's not on the front line. I just worry that maybe Britannia will get uppity and attack Eildon or Iblana. But I almost feel that is not a worry because the Jutes are wrecking them pretty thoroughly. But we'll just have to wait until we get that spy to find out. Oh god, trait gained, torturer. Who do you think it is? Just take 3 seconds to ruminate over who I don't know if ruminate is the best word, but take a moment to consider who in our family is the most cruel, and picture that person in your mind. And it's Ragnarr, of course it is. Use the clamps, the tiny clamps, the ones with teeth. Man, are you talking like nipple clamps? What the fuck, Ragnarr? Ragnarr is apparently some sort of demented, iron-fisted tyrant. Apparently, he is unjust and a torturer, but also a crazy asshole on the battlefield. He is truly a warrior king. I almost wonder if perhaps he's suffering from like PTSD or something. You know, like he has... Oh my god, Akula. Hair today, cone tomorrow. Oh, come on. Apparently, is this like a bowl cut type situation? Why would that increase growth? I need to find out what the fuck this is. Akula. It's a helmet. Hair today, cone tomorrow. Oh, come on. I don't understand this joke. What the fuck, CA? Okay, so that is going to increase growth? Let's just make sure that there are... Apparently, yeah, that is actually the best thing for him to have. Let's also check this. I guess, yeah, that... an increase in research rate and construction costs is the best. Okay, so we've dealt with sanitation and public order, like, immensely. Look at the amount of public order that we are recovering per turn. 26, mostly from characters and military presence. Good God. We could also... I think we can switch to resettlement. That will cheapen our construction costs and also increase our growth. Well, we have no use for growth at this particular moment. Hold on. Let's take a second look here. We don't necessarily need to increase public order anymore. I think our religion is pretty well handled. Okay, we're actually reducing our religion because we got rid of the priest as a retainer. So maybe we'll go for Might of Tiv here. I'm not sure what that is. Tiv? Tiv? I feel like W is V, so I'm going to say Might of Tiv. That will increase our recruitment capacity as well as our religion. Okay, so we have an empty slot now. We are not going to build a hunter's shrine. We are not going to build a farm. I guess we could use another town center. Let's just take a moment to reflect on the amount of food we have. So we are producing 52 food with this goat herd. I think we will immediately upgrade the stores, okay? That will allow us some extra food. That way we can destroy the goat herd and build something else. Maybe an artisan. So we're building a wood carver. We have a steel forge. Oh wait, no, we have a smithy in Eildon. I almost wonder if we should move that smithy into the city. That way I think I want to do that. That way we are not concerned about Eildon being attacked or captured. Because if it were, that would have an effect on our military. So I'm going to move the military buildings into the capital. So in this slot, we are going to build a smithy. We'll have a smithy, a wood carver, and we can convert this potentially into something like, I'm going to say a bone carver. The issue with the bone carver is the squalor. It's particularly high, so maybe we'll go for the wicker maker, I guess. Okay, now in this slot, I would like to build that sacred grove. And then finally in this slot we'll build another commercial building, probably something like, I feel as if the Great Hall is probably our best bet. It will, oh man, it takes a lot of food though. They all take a lot of food. Okay, we can either increase public order, wealth. I think I want to increase our research rate. Or do I really? We could go for a slave trader. That would increase our wealth from the industrial buildings we have going on. Not that we're going to get much from the smith or the carpenter. Like, we're going to get an extra 180 to maybe 270 gold from the slave trader. Well, until, of course, we build that basket weavers guild, and then that's going to be in an extra, I don't know, like 200. Maybe not the slave trader. Oh man, this is this is the stuff I don't necessarily want to do on camera, so we'll move on here. Vikingr is going to begin raiding just off the coast of Brittany. He is, of course, still having issues with... Oh my god. How did he know? Fucking Arne Gizzle. Jizzle? Arne Jizzle? He knew somehow that we were going to raid. What a fucking asshole. Okay, we'll sit tight. And, well, you know what? I kind of want to get more ships for Vikingr, but they're really expensive. God damn. Okay, is Gaul still holding on? They have the one region. We could technically just sail down there and capture Berdigala, but it's under siege at the moment. On the topic of raiding, I'm currently just garrisoning my cities and towns, but I think once we get that spy, which is 3 or 4 turns away, we can then take a look at Britannia, and depending on the strength and mobility of Britannia's armies, we can begin raiding there. I want to become antagonistic towards the province of Britannia. That way, we can declare war on them, they can declare war on us quite easily. Alright, we have issued that edict, we've recruited some cavalry, and we've demolished a goat herd. Man, we are making a shit ton of gold per turn now. $3 whole $1,000. We are well within our bounds to destroy this building. And I think once we begin to upgrade the smokehouse and whatnot, as well as these livestock pens, we can probably get rid of these pastures. Hard to say though, with all of the math involved. I'm gonna have to take a look at that off camera because I don't need to hem and haw while you guys roll your fucking eyes. Okay, we're gonna get like 150 gold from Viking Year raiding here. But that's just fine. I'm hoping that this is going to earn him some influence. Just ever so slightly. I think what we will do is have maybe like Sigurd raid outside of Saguntium and Heraldir raid north of Eboracum. I see no reason though that we can't get a new general like Dagny or Frodi. I think Frodi would be the better option because he is a champion rider. Volstag is completely out of the question because he looks identical to Heraldir and I cannot handle that. It's too bad. Eventually we're going to want a high judge. That is going to reduce our upkeep cost. A warlord would be good for experience and integrity. A tribal chief would be good for replenishment and recruitment cost. We really want to fill out our offices, however, so that's kind of why I'm looking at the lords and candidates. Potentially, I want to hire a new general, is what I'm saying. Okay, we are 2 turns away from getting a spy, and I'll deal with this shit next turn. Oh, good God. Wolfgar's fucking son has died. Fandral, the 10-year-old, has died, so it's just Efredir and Ozer. So that's sort of shitty. You know, you don't want to see anyone just kick the bucket like that, but at the same time, he was a fucking bastard. Quite literally. So we've built our artisan as well as our wood carver. Let's build a smithy. There it is. And then we can now build a town center. Here we go. We are doing quite well in the food department because it is autumn. Let's not forget that. Ivar is now also a builder. He has gained a pilum and also a rank. So let's just take a look at him. Look at me now, says Ivar. Okay, we ought to make him a judge, I guess. We're going to put some points into hunter. This is actually pretty decent. That will pad us from any sort of issues with food, such as shortages. I'm sort of tempted to put another point into hunter, but that, I think, can wait till his next level up, because I would like to perhaps put a point into sentinel. That's going to increase our recruitment capacity. Although, what is more useful first and foremost? Food or recruitment capacity? I'm going to say recruitment capacity. Just so that we can mobilize when we need to. Which is probably going to be pretty soon. I'm fairly confident that the Britons are in no place to really repel me. From what I could tell, a lot of their towns are burning. Like Saguntium has been burning forever. It's been damaged for many a moon. Like, wholly damaged. It's at 0%. And it has not been repaired. So that's telling me they don't have the cash. Londinium has been raided. Looks like Camulo Dunham is still under siege. Lindum has been destroyed. It looks to me like the Jutes have made fucking short work of the Britons. So the Swabians are definitely the power on the continent at the moment. The Angles hold all of Denmark. I'm not sure who is currently... Okay, so apparently the Geats... Actually, the Geats are a fair power as well.
Welcome, worthy friend.
It looks to me
Let us
like...
break bread and drink ale
Okay, they would
before
actually
we
love it if we joined that war. The Geats are someone we may have to contend with pretty quickly here. We are trading with them, but my thought is if they perhaps take out the Angles, control all of southern Sweden, Denmark, Frisia, possibly Gothiscansa, then that is a threat to our power, so we may have to sail on over and take them out. Who hates us the most, I wonder? Apparently Africa. Man, that's really... that's quite sad, because I truly miss the rains in Africa. You know, like, I kind of wish I could get back there one day and just drink in the fucking rain. Okay, let us... I think we can get actually a few more turns in this episode. Alright, another year has passed. We've built a wicker maker and some market stalls, meaning we can hire our very first fucking agent. We can get... we can hire either Odir, the builder. This is almost like an Ocean's 11 type situation. I'm imagining like the profile of each of these guys just fucking slamming across the screen as we name them. Odir, the builder. He reduces construction cost. Gizir, the criminal, who has higher zeal. And Gantir, the farmer, who increases wealth from agricultural buildings. Okay, we're going to hire Odir, the builder. That will help us build shit. We are also actually going to hire Gizir, the criminal, because he has high zeal. There we go, 2 scouts. 2 identical looking scouts. And we're going to send them both down to Britannia. Potentially I'm going to send one, I think, to the continent. There we go. Now we could... I think we are actually going to go for the trade depot line. We'll go for the fairground, I should say. That's going to give us extra food. It's going to give us wealth. And wealth from all buildings. So that is a difference of 1,500. In order to make up the difference of wealth between the fairground and the amber market, we would need to be making like 15,000 gold across all of our buildings, which I'm not entirely sure is actually possible, theoretically possible. But we might need that food bonus if I'm going to loosen up a slot in Eildon. That is my thought, anyway. Okay, we could immediately build a basket weaver. But that's gonna add a huge squalor... Oh, okay, that's actually not a problem. I keep forgetting that we actually have a character who reduces our squalor. And we are not in any danger of going over that limit. Okay, I think... Yeah, we still have time for... Actually, you know what I'm going to do with Viking here? I'm going to bring him to the home region, hopefully to both replenish men to... Well, he's not going to regain integrity, unfortunately. Let's stick him in Iblana for the time being, but primarily what I want to do is build a mighty fleet for him. We'll build 3 more ships. I feel like I want to rule the waves, you know? If you're going to rule Britannia, you need to rule the waves. So I'm going to build him the biggest, the best fleet, the most Trump-tastic fleet, so that we can A, patrol the areas between us and Britannia at the moment, but then also eventually patrol the channel here between us and the continent. I want to have a big-ass fucking fleet, led by the one, the only, son of Vikings, quite literally named Vikingir. I'm pretty sure he is a fleet commander as well, so it would be, oh god, it would be quite prudent for us to defend our 32-year-old fleet commander. It would also be prudent for us to give him proper retainers. For example, something like Well, none of them. None of these are good. We'll increase his armor. Yeah, like none of these are naval in nature, which is not ideal. I suppose we would have to get into a few naval battles in order to gain some naval retainers. So we will immediately send both of those scouts south into Britannia, and then we can make a decision as to regarding raiding. And if we are going to be raiding, I immediately want to build a raiding army for possibly Haraldir, because he is the closest. We can keep Ragnarr in the capital. Even Sigurd, we can have him raid. Maybe what we'll do actually is sort of toggle out lords so that none of them get too influential. That's an idea. Holy fucking shit, you guys! We actually have a legitimate noble birth. It's the fucking golden son. It's Ivar. Ivar has given birth to Sindri, the son, the prince that was promised. Holy shit, is the first royal son. Ivar, you are literally the best. You're the best around. And I don't think I want you to become a tribal chief because the bonuses there are quite poor. But luck, good fucking job on dicking your wife hard enough to give us a noble son. I'm almost in disbelief. Holy shit, I had no idea that this was an actual bonus you could get. Percentage increase of income from successful embezzlement. Faction-wide. Okay, let's... Where's that fucking guy? I don't see him. Maybe is it in this slot? Nope. Nope. It is in... It was Sigurd that got that thing, right? Benevolent Swindler. What in the motherfuck? What the fuck? Okay, apparently we do not have the option to get a Benevolent Swindler. But, I mean, well and truly, that is probably what Sigurd is. I mean, let's be honest, he is a boring, completely homely man. Okay, we're going to research foreign siege methods. Actually, hold on. Let's finish up civic, civil level 2, and that will increase our sanitation. Also allow us to build larger towns and cities. Let's just do that right off the bat. Apparently my spies are fucking fast. Look at this. They can travel from like the most northern tip of Scotland, nearly, all the way down into York. I guess this will be Yorkshire. That's not how they say it, but that's what I think it would be. And there we go. I think we'll get Gizzer to check out Wales, and I believe this is like Cornwall, current day Cornwall. Or is it Kent? I can't recall. And then we'll get this guy to check out Lindum, Camulodunum, and Londinium. I imagine their armies are there. Although, having said that, I can't imagine that they actually have any armies because Camulodunum is still under siege. So with that in mind, I'm just going to say fuck it. Let's build a raider army. I don't think Viking raiders are cost effective to raid. The pikes are a bit much. Let's go for cheap thrall spears.
Fight with us.
Okay, let's go for another unit of raiders.
Are you ready to do your duty to the tribe?
Some hurlers. Man, look at look how many units we can recruit. It's fucking crazy. Actually, no, we're not going to go for the thrall spears. They are too shitty for this army. We'll get a few units of... oh shit, I can't actually... I wanted to get those axe warband, but I have to wait for the smithy. In the time being, we'll build a trade wharf, and we'll build this trade depot. There we go. And we can probably begin dismantling this farm. And then we can make the switch between these two. Although, having said that... No, we are in fact going to have issues with Squalor. Because these are both quite dirty places. Get your hand off my tail, you'll make it dirty. Okay, so we'll get some spears, we're at 13 units. Some more Viking Raiders, I think 2 units. Actually, no, these are the elite bodyguard of Haraldir. Instead, I'm going to get the Viking Axe Warband, or is it just Axe Warband? Whatever it is, the Norse Axe Warband. And we can fill out the army with some more slingers. Well, I think 2 units is fine for us. 2 units of skirmishers is fine. Maybe 4 units of axemen, and then finally 1 unit of... I don't know, oh shit, we can get archers. Fuck you guys. I'm gonna get 3 units of archers. So that leaves 2 slots open for us to get maybe some Nordic band. I don't know, they seem pretty garbage. Maybe we'll just go 6 units of axes. Or we could go more cavalry. But they're so expensive. I think we'll just get 6 units of axes. Although, having said that, those axes themselves are really expensive at like $250 a pop. Alright, let's get Vikingir back home so that he can recoup some integrity. He is not going to, however. What would I need to do to increase integrity? I guess... Is it zeal? I'm going to need 1 more point of zeal. So we'll go for Wolf eventually. And Judge, I guess. But let's just get more units here. I'm thinking like 15 ships. You know? Let's do that. So that will be what? Let's get 5 units of archers and 9 units of melee troops. Actually, let's just do 14. That's quite a large fleet. We're going to be sitting on a huge lump sum of money fairly soon, I can imagine. Okay, you guys, we're beginning to scout Britannia. We're building a raiding army for Haraldir. Ragnarr can disband these bows. And possibly the cavalry as well. There we go. Now these Nordic Axe Warriors, I don't think we can actually recruit until we build... What is it? I could have sworn there was something we built... Oh, I see, the Steel Forge. Once we build that Steel Forge, we can then replace these Nordic Axe Warriors. I'm just going to disband them as well. Ragnarr doesn't need them, although it's kind of sad. Those are the units we started the campaign with, you know? It would have been nice for them to stick around, but here we are. I'm gonna get some more... actually, no. I was gonna say I'm gonna get some more pikes for Sigurd to defend, but it seems to me that Britannia is in shambles. Alright everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We are most definitely setting ourselves up for success. I'm feeling pretty confident about our place in the world now. And I hope you are feeling just the same. Not only in this campaign, but in your personal life. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. Always appreciated. My name is Incoherence. You guys are fucking awesome. And I will see you guys later.